I'm an SEO expert of 6 years, and I still don't follow strategies like keyword insertion, optimizing titles, and doing cold outreach for backlinks. But why? Aren't things like keyword insertion, stuffing them into your text and headings, and getting backlinks recommended by everybody? Doesn't it help you rank better on Google? Well, when you run the numbers and look at the facts, you'd be surprised that most of what you are told is a lie. You have been lied to about SEO, which is why I'm going to break down an entire SEO strategy so simple and so effective that even you can start implementing it right after you watch this video. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of what SEO now is like. Starting with part 1, what ranks on Google? For those of you who are new to SEO, let me explain it with one of the simplest examples possible. Imagine you have a favorite pair of sneakers and you want everyone in the neighborhood to know how cool they are. There's a big messy pile of sneakers in the middle of playground and everyone is looking at the pile, trying to find the coolest pair. SEO or search engine optimization basically means that your sneakers are at the top of this pile, making sure that everyone is seeing them first. To do that, you might clean them up, make them shiny, or even put them in a special spot where the sun makes them sparkle. This way, when people come and look at the sneakers, they see yours first and think, wow, this is one of the best pairs out there. So just like making your sneakers super easy to find, SEO also works in the same way. If you have a website and you're a business owner, you want to make sure that you are ranking on the top for any particular keyword of the search engines. This is a simple strategy to get people organic traffic from search engines like Google. Google has close to 5 billion active users, and every year a core algorithm is introduced which rattles the position of every single website on the internet. Some websites end up losing a lot of traffic and some websites end up gaining a lot of traffic. I recently put out a post stating that all our clients at Grow Goliath were able to retain their traffic, and not just retain but also increase their traffic with the recent core algorithm update. So how is that possible? The SEO strategy that we follow is pretty much the simplest strategy that you can find out there. Here are 4 things that you can do right now. Number 1, stop stuffing keywords into your content. You won't believe this common mistake that most business owners are making, where they're force feeding their keywords into their content. They think that it will help them rank better and get people to discover their content. One of our clients has 180 blog posts on their website, and even though their traffic was fairly good, their bounce rates and click-through rate were terrible. It was almost like they were stuffing keywords into their content just so that they could manipulate the search engines in order to get more traffic on particular keywords. The problem with keyword stuffing is that your content seems inauthentic. And not just that, most times you're not even solving the problem of your readers. If your content doesn't come from an expert's point of view or something at least close, your chances of ranking higher are very less. Even Google mentioned that our new updates continue our work to improve the quality of the search results by showing more content that people find genuinely useful and less content that feels like it was made to perform well on search. Your content needs to be for people and people first. The search engines are going to pick it up anyway if the people find it helpful. Your content needs to be readable and also have plenty of breathing room in between. Which brings me to my second point, your layout. Every blog post follows a particular sequence to some extent. It includes your introduction, your bridge, your body, and your conclusion. Each of these sections are extremely important for a very clear and clean blog structure. Let me explain all of these one by one as quickly as possible. If we are talking about the introduction, that is obviously the opening statement of your blog post. The introduction of your content should immediately talk about the problem of the reader and how you are going to solve it for them. The more precise your introduction is, the better chances of people landing on the rest of the sections of your blog post is. Introductions which are between 70 to 150 words long are always one of the best introductions because they are sweet, they are short, and most importantly, they get the conversation started for the reader to move on to the second section of your blog post. Take a website like Exploding Topics for reference. In this particular blog post, the introduction starts with a historical fact, and then there's a use case and the implementation of the product. And the third line takes people directly to the content and the juicy details. This is everything an introduction really needs. Now, talking about the bridge. The bridge of your content includes all the relevant information and details about the topics that people need to know. I usually recommend my clients to have a section called Key Insights or Key Takeaways, which summarizes your entire blog post in few bullet points. What this basically does is this allows your readers to skim through all the important things and all the important details that you're going to mention in the content. So that is one of the best things that you can put in your content at the very beginning. If you want, you can put it either before the intro or after the intro section. Now, before we talk about the body of your content, I'll talk about the conclusion, and I'll tell you why. The conclusion of your blog post includes the call to action which you want people to take. You want people to take a certain action after they have read your entire content, which is why you can keep your call to actions and your conclusion as precise as possible and as natural as possible as well. Start by addressing specific problems that your readers are witnessing on that particular topic, and make sure that you are giving them a very straightforward answer as to how they can solve it. If it is something like booking a consultation call with you or signing up for a trial of your product, that is more than enough. That is all that you need to mention. Most importantly, the kind of language that you are using also plays a very important role. For example, instead of learn more, you can say something like download your free guide on X topic. Your call to action should feel like a natural extension of the information that you just provided and not an unrelated pitch. I have a few call to actions which I would recommend you checking out. If you also want to take a screenshot at this particular point, do it. There are 10 call to actions that I would recommend using. Now, let's talk about the most important thing of your content, which is the body of your content. The body of the content and the entire information that you're mentioning in your blog post is the sole reason why anybody is visiting your content in the first place, visiting your website in the first place. If you have a nice introduction and your nice conclusion and good insights, good takeaways, but the body of your content doesn't have that much of a substance, it's very likely that people are not going to find a resolution from the content which you have created, and very likely that people are going to click off and not visit your site again. Most of your attention should go towards the body of your content. For this purpose, I'll go back to Brian Dean's Exploding Topics because that is one of the best references that you can use. The way they present information and make important points stand out is a very interesting strategy. As an example, the information is extremely clear, easy to understand, and very much to the point. Most importantly, the structured content with a ton of value is something that every reader wants. The content is sprinkled with relevant statistics displayed in good formats, which brings me to the third point: be the source of information. Every website, much like yours, wants to be mentioned by competitors, mentioned by other authors on the internet, and most importantly, rank at the top of search engines. But what you want most is that your readers stick around and actually read your content. Good content is the epitome of every blog post, and you would want to make sure that your content is sprinkled with so much information that it actually fulfills all the necessary questions that a reader usually has. Remember a very important thing: most readers usually skim through your content. They don't read your entire blog post. Most times they won't even read the introduction or the conclusion that you have created. They'll just read the bullet points at the top, and that is enough for them to find the information. Your responsibility as a content creator is to make sure that your content is insightful enough for them to stick around and for other authors on the internet to gather information from. For one of our clients, we followed a very simple SEO strategy, and this strategy significantly increased their traffic and also reduced their bounce rate. We followed this particular structure. It included mentioning the introduction, the key insights, the problem 1, solution 1, up to the last problem. Then finally, we concluded it with our opinion, and then we gave our conclusion, also mentioning the call to action. And if you're ever writing a blog post, you can never go wrong with this kind of a format. The final part of having a very robust SEO strategy is to not do everything by yourself. For those of you who know, SEO takes anywhere from a month to even a year to show any tangible results. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of effort involved in creating your content and making sure that people are actually seeing and discovering your content through the way. Most times you'd require content producers, marketers, technical SEO experts, and other people to do this for you. And to be very fair, it is a full-time job that you would have to commit to if you ever want your SEO strategy to be successful. I've seen a lot of new business owners and founders make this mistake too. To save costs, they end up hiring people with little to no experience, hoping that they would teach them on the job. But most people enter the SEO industry with concepts like keyword stuffing or article spinning or link farming and whatnot, each of what sets you back a few months worth of progress. You don't need freshers with low experience, you need professionals who have been able to generate results for past clients already. When the recent SEO update hit, most people across Twitter were complaining about the fact that they saw a dip in their rankings and they lost a lot of traffic and a loss of revenue. But all the clients at our agency at Grow Goliath were not only able to sustain their traffics and their ranking, but also saw an increase in their revenue and their traffic. So take it from me, you don't need to complicate SEO. It's a simple concept with simple applications, and to be honest, everybody can do it as long as you understand how it works. And as far as the results of our clients are concerned, well,